Baylen out loud. Baylen and Colin can't afford their dream wedding? Baylen and Colin meet with their wedding planner. The Baylen Out Loud couple is planning their wedding for next year. Each of them have specific wishes for the wedding, and they tell the planner all about them. However, the budget might be a problem. Baylen and Colin get in touch with the wedding planner and list their priorities for the wedding. However, the wedding planner gives them a reality check about the budget. Does that mean the duo cannot have their dream wedding? What do they need to give up to afford one? Read the full story below. Baylen Out Loud. Baylen and Colin go hobby horsing. Baylen learned from Colin's mom that he used to hobby horsing naked when he was a kid. So, when he asked her to pick an exercise class, she picked this activity for themselves. The Baylen Out Loud star said she wanted to get in shape for the wedding. He said he would accompany her to any class she chooses, but had no idea she would pick this as an exercise. The moment he learns about it was already too late. At the hobby horsing class, Colin is humiliated to be doing cardio with hobby horse toys. Baylen's choice to do this surprises him, and he goes through with it. The couple does horse movements like trotting. He is visibly embarrassed to be doing this in public. She gets a few verbal tics and explains to the others in class that she has Tourette's. Fans truly commend her fiancé's dedication to her. One user commented, "Colin did say whatever she picks he will do it." Baylen Out Loud. Can Baylen and Colin not afford their dream wedding? Baylen and Colin finally see their wedding planner. In Baylen Out Loud, the couple note down all the things they want at their wedding. The wedding planner asks them what are the most important thing they want at the wedding. The pair lists flowers as #1 priority and food as #2. She says that food and dessert are what's important for them at the wedding. When asked what Baylen and Colin want as fun stuff at the wedding, they don't hold back. For him, it's a horse. For her, it's alpacas and queso fountains. The answer surprises the wedding planner. He mentions that they want a semi-open bar. She says her dogs being included in the wedding is an absolute must. After listening to all the thoughts, the wedding planner gives them her honest answer. She tells them to manage their expectations. "I think it will be a bit challenging to reach the point where we can have everything we want," she tells the couple. In the confessional, she says that part of her job is to educate them about budget and what their budget can get them. After hearing what she has to say, the couple is sad. Baylen worries that they won't be able to have their dream wedding. Moreover, she says she feels like the wedding planner is setting them up for a negative news. Fans are eager to learn if they have to give up on certain aspects of the wedding to stay within their budget. If so, what will they have to give up and how much over budget do they have to be to get their dream wedding? For more Baylen Out Loud updates, follow TV seasons and spoilers. Baylen Dupree's family emotionally reacts to fiancé Colin Dooley's surprise proposal exclusive. Baylen Dupree and her now fiancé Colin Dooley announced their engagement on February 11th after dating for more than 2 years. Baylen Dupree's love story is on full display. Viewers will get an inside look at the intimate moment when Colin Dooley proposed to the 22-year-old social media star in the final episode of TLC's Baylen Out Loud on March 10th. In an exclusive clip shared with People, Baylen's family eagerly awaits the romantic gesture in the emotional moments leading up to Dooley's proposal. However, her siblings weren't entirely sure Dooley was proposing at the time. $5 Colin's proposing, Baylen's brother Vic says. "No, he's not," her brother Sven, 16, replies. Their younger brother Beckner, 10, adds, "Yes, he is. Why do you think there's a walkway with roses and a stash?" Baylen is one of Julie and Alan Dupree's 6 children, all of whom were in attendance for the special day. The venue was romantically decorated with flowers, a big floral archway and candles, and the floor was covered with rose petals. "This is a big plot twist," says Beckner in a confessional alongside his brothers. "All the flowers and things is very much romantic," Vic adds. The scene cuts to Baylen wearing a sweet pink floral dress in a separate room, getting ready to walk out. She appears to be anxious, pacing slowly before the big moment. Baylen's sister, Sammy, walks out and is taken aback by the milestone that's about to occur. "Oh my of God, I can't," she says when she emotionally joins her family in the room ahead of the proposal. "My emotions throughout this whole thing have been very up and down, especially about Colin. But seeing this was like a little glimmer of hope that he showed his appreciation for her," Sammy admits in a confessional. When the cameras cut back to Sammy in the venue, She's squatting down on the floor alongside her lined-up family and covering her mouth in shock. "I'm literally going to lose my mind," she says. "I did not expect it to be this much. I know this is so Baylen," Sammy continues in the confessional. "Just so Baylen. I don't even know how to explain it," she concludes before the teaser ends. The couple, who has been together for more than 2 years, announced their engagement on social media on February 11th. "Does this ring make me look engaged? We're thrilled to share that we're officially engaged," Baylen told People exclusively. "We can't wait to take you along on this journey, through all the ups, downs, and everything in between. But one thing's for sure, we're beyond excited for this next chapter of our lives." Details on their engagement have been kept under wraps until the final episode of Baylen Out Loud airs. The series follows the influencer's life with Tourette syndrome as she navigates adulthood with the love and support of her family. The finale of Baylen Out Loud airs on Monday, March 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time/Pacific Time on TLC. Baylen Dupree says she's not Tourette girl, despite going viral for tics. How her new TLC show comes with a big risk, exclusive. The social media sensation's new series, Baylen Out Loud, premieres Monday, January 13th at 9/8 on TLC. Baylen Dupree was officially diagnosed with Tourette syndrome just ahead of her 18th birthday, though she'd already been experiencing the tics for years. Looking back, her involuntary movements and vocalizations technically started during earlier childhood, but she didn't think it was anything out of the ordinary. "I felt like all the other kids were doing them. It was just normal," Dupree tells People exclusively. Around the age of 15, she experienced a return to the erratic motor and vocal behaviors, and those around her started pointing them out as well. "I would go to the doctor and I would be like, I don't know how to explain this feeling, but I can't stop," she says. "That's the only thing and the only way that I would tell people, because I didn't understand it and I didn't have information." Even today, at 22 years old, Dupree says she doesn't consider herself a Tourette specialist simply because she's been diagnosed with it. She maintains that she's still learning about herself, her tics, and everything in between. But since her diagnosis in early 2020, she has gained a considerable amount of knowledge about her disorder, enough to help her spread awareness with her massive social media presence. The West Virginia native has over 10 million followers between her TikTok and Instagram accounts. On Monday, January 13th, Dupree's influence will spread onto even bigger screens with the premiere of her new TLC series, Baylen Out Loud. A television show Dupree hopes will give her a new platform to speak on the reality of Tourette syndrome. She wants to give the public an understanding of the science and offers tools for viewers to educate themselves. But she also emphasizes how people should know that the way her Tourette manifests isn't universal in every case. "When you've met one person with Tourette, you've only met one person with Tourette," she shares. "I feel like people need to know that it's on a spectrum from mild to severe, and that's how it should be looked at. For example, only 10% of people with Tourette have coprolalia, the involuntary swearing tic with which Dupree struggles, though it hasn't always been present in her behavior. When her symptoms returned as a teen, she didn't curse. Dupree unwittingly picked up the explicit Ives through innocent means, while spending time with family. My brothers moved down to the basement where I was staying to play video games. There's a lot of things that are said during playing video games that I just started to latch onto," she tells People. She continues, "It's become very difficult for me to come up with ways to help my cussing. There's different techniques and there's different things like that, but all in all, sometimes it doesn't help. Sometimes the technique doesn't stop the urge, and the urge is just too strong." Dupree's surroundings still impact her tics. Sometimes watching television will impact her outbursts. It's a phenomenon called echolalia, which causes her brain to pick up repetitive sounds, noises, and movements. Since noticing her susceptibility to such external ongoings, she reduced her screen time significantly. "That's one thing that I know I can control, the amount of intake," she explains. "I can't scroll through TikTok because I will hear every sound and repeat every sound." As seen on the show, Dupree has a tight bond with her 3 brothers, Burke, 23, Sven, 16, and Vic, 13, and her 19-year-old sister, Sammy. Though she says she has different, individual connections with all 4 of her siblings, she describes her relationships as generally wholesome, if not a little crazy at times. "There's a lot going on. There's a lot of chaos, but I love it. I love having a big family, she says. I have a great support system. I have a great family. Very blessed. The TLC series doesn't shy away from the harder aspects of their family life, however. Her father and mother, Alan and Julie, strain against the idea of Dupree becoming more independent, worrying she might endanger herself or others if she were to move out of their home as she hopes to do. Amid their unyielding empathy and love for their sister, her siblings aren't afraid to discuss how her health has impacted their lives, whether because of her issues going out in public or how much attention she needs from their parents. On her side, Dupree deals with the fact that her siblings are growing up at more linear rates than she is. Her sister's move out to Kansas was particularly difficult for Dupree, especially in dealing with the comparison between herself and Sammy. She's 19. She got to move out. Why am I still in my parents' basement? The TikTok star reflects. There was definitely some jealousy, but I was so happy for her because she struggled a lot with leaving my mom's side, and she has really bad anxiety with flying and things like that. Dupree adds, the only thing that I can do is just be so happy for her for everything that she's accomplished, because she is truly breaking every single barrier that she set up in her head ever since she was younger. She's gone out to visit her little sister, and she's glad to see Sammy living well with her boyfriend Junior. Eventually, Dupree hopes to reach that stage with her own boyfriend Colin. In fact, she sees a bright future with him, though his work in the U.S. Air Force has threatened to keep them apart. Colin's impending relocation for training is one of the hurdles presented in Baylen Out Loud that has nothing to do with her Tourette syndrome. Neither partner wants to be apart for several months at a time, especially considering Colin's soothing effect on Dupree. She often describes him as her medicine. He is the prescription that I've needed for a really long time that never runs out. It was just meant to be. He just understands me so well, she tells people. He distracts me from a lot of the things that consume my day and my time. It just really helps just having someone there who gets it and understands me. Colin and Dupree met on a dating app. He'd never actually met anyone with Tourette, but he was willing to learn. He was very observant, she recalls. He watched her with her parents and with her friends. After their first date, Colin went through Dupree's TikTok to learn more about how her specific condition operates. He still is learning, but so is everyone else. I am still learning about it. My parents are still learning about it. There's so much more work that needs to be done to educate more people and to understand fully what people are going through and dealing with, she notes. But I hate when people are like, he's so patient with you, Dupree says. I'm like, people have to be patient with everybody. My dad's got to be patient with my mom, and my mom's got to be patient with my dad, and neither one of them has Tourette. In reality, it's Dupree's patience that stands out so impressively. In public, her tics are often met with stares and whispers, or at worst, hostile confrontations from nearby strangers. Instead of meeting their rude responses with anger, Dupree leads with grace. I understand that it's very out of the norm to have someone in a store screaming or yelling things, she says. I'm not trying to pay attention to everyone else's problems with me. I can't help everyone, but one thing I can do is help myself. But when people get aggressive with their reactions, Dupree will explain herself. She remembers a time when she had a severe tic attack at a restaurant, and a woman approached the family to tell them Dupree was bothering her. I instantly go, I can't stop. I have Tourette, and guess what she did? She left. Because that's something that she can help, the social media sensation says. She apologized, but I realized that she had to do what she had to do because she was uncomfortable. As much as she encounters judgment and misunderstanding in the world, Dupree is well aware that the Tourette community is real and robust. Thanks to her TikTok notoriety, she's been able to meet others with the disorder and has even gone to Tyson, a national conference hosted by the Tourette Association of America, TAA. Even though those gatherings can impact her tics and exacerbate her echolalia, being in that type of environment is the one place that I feel the most comfortable, says Dupree. I fit in, she continues. No one stares, no one looks, no one says anything. Everyone in the same room gets it. Everyone has the same struggle. Everyone's just trying to make it. They're just trying to have a normal life. TAA-hosted events also give Dupree the chance to hear about other people's experiences with Tourette, but she's also been glad to hear stories outside of special events and from people with less obvious symptoms. Billie Eilish, for example, acknowledged her Tourette syndrome during an episode of David Letterman's Netflix talk show, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. I feel like that's amazing because their story matters just as much as mine or people with the TAA. Your story and journey is different than mine, she says. That's what makes Billie so unique, because she's Billie, and Billie has her own story to tell and her own tics to show and everything in between. And I just know that everyone's story is different because everyone's their own person. She sees herself as a role model to others with Tourette, and when people tell her how she's helped them, or when parents thank her for helping them better care for their kids with Tourette, it reassures her of her purpose. Like, okay, I am actually doing something good. I am actually helping people, she says. I love meeting people. I love knowing your story. I love knowing that I'm doing something good. One day, she hopes to have her own children. Being a mom is a dream close to Dupree's heart, especially when she thinks about raising them with Colin. And if her kids inherit her disorder, she's confident in her ability to guide them through anything. It was definitely hard for me to go through and think, do I want kids because of my condition? I struggled a lot with that internally, she explains to People. Then I think, what better person if my kid has Tourette to take care of them than me? I will know. Me and Colin will know. We're living it. We know. Whether it's her hope to start a family, her appreciation for her friends and family, or her love of dogs, Dupree wants her presence on TV to resonate with all types of viewers, whether or not they have Tourette. I want people to be inspired and find a correlation in the story of something they relate to, she tells People ahead of the first episode's release. I feel like the story in my life is very authentic, and I think being vulnerable and helping people is definitely in there. I want people to see that too. In Baylen Out Loud, Dupree also opens up about her obsessive-compulsive disorder, something she says is often worse than her Tourette. My OCD is always driving the car as soon as I wake up in the morning, and my tics are in the passenger seat, and my anxiety is in the back, and my ADHD is right behind my Tourette. It's kind of always like that, she explains. It can cause a pattern in her tics. Sometimes she has to repeat her sudden, involuntary motor and vocal behaviors 3 times due to her OCD. It interferes a lot with everything that I do, says Dupree. It's very debilitating and annoying when it gets to you having to do things multiple times because it doesn't feel right. It's not perfect. It's not good enough. I need to redo it. She cites the TAA's metaphor to explain how Tourette is often accompanied by other mental health conditions. Tourette is the iceberg above the water. You see the Tourette, you hear the Tourette, you hear the tics. Underneath the water is the bottom of the iceberg, and it's all the comorbidities, the OCD, the bipolar, the anxiety, the depression, everything you could probably think of that's underneath the iceberg that is also going on, says Dupree, who also has bipolar disorder. Medication hasn't been a cure-all for her mental health, unfortunately. In fact, as Alan explains to People, it's previously made things harder for her. Addressing his daughter, Alan elaborates, "A lot of times your medicine switches who drives in the morning when you get up because of comorbidity, meaning your side effects from certain medicines puts depression in the driver's seat and then everything else relies on that. And then depression drives for months." Juggling as much as she does, Dupree tries to focus on balancing her schedule to accommodate her limits with as few setbacks as possible. "We're straddling the line," she summarizes. "We're just trying to make it through the day, every day. It can require some sacrifice to avoid getting overwhelmed. On some days, she can go to the grocery store, but she can't see her friends or go to the gym. She might not be able to watch a TV show either, because it might exacerbate her tics. So if the only thing I do today is go to the grocery store, then by all means I can go to the grocery store," Dupree concludes. The reality series focuses on Dupree's neurological disorder, but it also dives deeper into her personal world, her mental and her desire for independence. She's welcomed cameras into her home, where she lives with her parents and siblings, and she's invited the outside world inside her own. "I also want people to leave knowing my name. That's really important to me. I'm not Tourette girl. I'm not one specific tic. I'm Baylen, and I want people to know that," she adds. "I want to inspire and impact people regardless of if you have Tourette or if you don't. I still want to be able to let people know that they can be themselves, and they can do things that make them uncomfortable. And doing things that make you uncomfortable helps you grow." Choosing to do the show came with its own discomforts and risks for Dupree. Knowing the nuanced nature of Tourette syndrome and how it's so commonly misunderstood, she worried about what side of the story would stick with the nationwide audience. Tourette is so complicated and complex and can be very misleading and misinformative to people if it's not portrayed the right way, she notes. That is so important to me, and it can be a really big risk when you are doing a TV show. How am I going to be portrayed? How is my family going to be portrayed? How is Tourette going to be portrayed? In the end, the risk paid off. I feel like it was for the better because I absolutely love the way that Tourette is displayed, the way that I am displayed, the way that my family is displayed, Dupree says, adding praise for the film crew, who made sure her life was properly translated on camera. They truly just care about me and my family and Tourette and learning more. Maybe there's a future where Tourette syndrome isn't as present in Dupree's life. She knows it waxes and wanes. She hopes that she'll have minimal tics down the line, and she's willing to put in the work to get to that place. I just hope as I get older and as I have a family and life goes on, they get better. But I don't really know the answer, because I'm not really in charge of the future, she says. What I wish and what I want are two different things. Some things are in her control. In the next few years, Dupree wants to start a brand and own a business. She wants to get married and start a family. But most of all, she wants to stay true to herself. I just see myself with a family and an animal farm, hopefully. Just being with Colin and having my own family, says Dupree, looking ahead toward the future and all of its uncertainties. I still want to wear sweatpants when I go out to eat. I hope that I'm still me. I'm still Baylen. That's where I want to be. I don't want anyone to change who I am. I don't want to have anyone try to influence me to be different.